Hey girl, I want to catch your wave. Welcome back to Finway Productions, and today we're reading Chapter 23, New Discoveries, Suspicion, which I thought he had already named a chapter that, but it turns out it was skepticism. But yeah, let's get right into it. Storm-Finway was one of the harshest ones they had ever experienced. Considering he was explaining it like it was a hurricane, yeah, it was more like a hurricane. No, there you go. Rather than a basic storm. The winds were much harsher and the rain came down heavier than normal. What caught worry of the citizens of Ponyville was that there was no real explanation why the weather team... The what team? The weather team? Excuse me? What? They have a team that makes... Well, the weather team responsible for the weather... They have people that make weather here? What is this place? What is this? I don't understand. Did people make weather for them? I don't... I don't even... Okay, or look, I'm just gonna move on. Decided to have a hurricane. They hadn't missed any scheduled rainstorms in the past several months. Imagine actually knowing when stuff was gonna happen. Like, I don't know how it is in wherever anybody else lives. Whatever state anybody else lives in. But Oklahoma, you don't trust the weatherman unless he says there's gonna be a tornado. He says it's gonna snow. There's a 98% chance of snow. You probably aren't gonna get snow. Alright? That's how I know. Knowing that there's probably some logical reason behind it, nobody really questioned why it was happening, even though they were still a bit worried. The storm lasted 2 whole days, Jesus Christ, before it began to die down into a light drizzle. Debris from the... I know that says debris, by the way. From the trees and from some of the houses was all over the roads of town. Surprisingly, there wasn't any major damage caused from the hurricane, aside from a few window shutters and roof shingles being torn off. You'd think there'd be a few broken windows or something. But I guess not. However, the damages were done. Nobody was harmed. Which was a miracle in itself. Well, I mean, if you're smart, you just stay in your house. Rainstorm, or it's not a hurricane, but it is kind of more like it was more like a hurricane though. But you just stay inside and you don't get hurt. Among the damaged houses throughout the turn, the commercial boutique was one that suffered the least amount of damage despite its grand structure. Yeah, I don't know how big that is, but if it's grand structure, you'd assume there'd be a little bit more. I also assume it's shaped like a carousel for obvious reasons, but I don't know. And like I said, I'm not going to look it up. I don't care enough to look it up, okay? A few shingles were missing, and some of the side panels were slightly broken. But either than that, I didn't see Van. It remained perfectly intact the entire time. As the rain slowly drizzled down, Ruby walked out of the boutique in an umbrella hovering overhead via her magic, and looked at the damages done. When she saw there wasn't much damage done, she thought a sigh of relief. Well, at least there's no major damage, she said to herself as she entered the boutique. Now how does one repair them? I mean, replacing a roof shingle isn't that hard. Fortunately for her, she didn't know the proper kind of magic to perform the task of repairing her home. Oh yeah, I forgot. They don't have hands. The result, Rarity decided to take her trip to the Ponyville Library to borrow a book that would teach her how to perform the necessary magic needed. I don't know. Why do I just go silent sometimes? It's like, I always ask that, because sometimes I just go silent. And it's not just in the videos, I do it sometimes when I'm having a conversation. It's really weird. Rudy walked into the boutique and hung the umbrella up. She headed upstairs to see if her sister was willing to accompany her to the library. Being cooped up in the boutique for 2 whole days must have been taxing. That's what we all already figured. So she figured heading into town would be good for her. She figured, already figured, so she figured. I think you could have slipped a synonym in there somewhere. Somewhere at least. But I mean, whatever. When Ruby reached the top of the stairs, she walked over to her bedroom and knocked on the door. However, she didn't hear a single response from her room. When she knocked again, she faintly heard Trevor mumble, "Come in." The older unicorn entered the bedroom to see her sister lying on her bed with her back facing her. The moment she saw this, a worried look came across her face. She's been like this ever since the breakup with Scott. Did she say they were ever together? And what breakup? Like, okay, now I get this is from the point of view of this person. Big sis. Big sister. Big sister. But, like, I still don't... I don't... That was a confusing line. It confused me way too much. See, my brain doesn't work anymore, which it never did, but... She hardly left her room. She really didn't say much when she did. The only time she came out of her room was to clean herself and to eat. I mean, do you really need to, like, take a shower or something when you've been laying in your bed? Well, I guess you do, but I don't know. Yeah, you do, actually. Then she was back in her bedroom, lying there like she was on her deathbed. As a result, Marie began feeling bad for her, hoping there was something she could do to help her. Yeah, she says, forcing a weary smile on her face. I was going to head into town for a little while and was wondering if you'd like to join me. Lily didn't turn and look at her. She mumbled softly, "No thanks." "Are you sure?" The smile fading from her face. "Maybe getting some fresh air would be good for you. I mean, we've been stuck in here for the past 2 days and no thanks." Ooh. Don't interrupt. That was rude. Why did I say don't interrupt? Well, I guess, whatever. My head don't work, okay? No thanks. She said again, not changing her tone in her voice, nor looking at her. Ruth can't help but let out a sigh as she approached her sister. "I know this must be hard for you, William, but we'll get you through this. Things are going to get better, I promise." Billy said nothing. Ruby rubbed her back, hoping it would comfort her. Seeing that people didn't want to talk, she let out one last sigh and began heading to the Ponyville Library. Well, that was quite a storm we had. You don't say. Y'all can say that again. Was there more than 2 people there? Because you think y'all usually talks to more than one person. Like, that's like, I would think. But I don't know if there's more than one person that she's talking to. But if she's just talking to one person, I don't think y'all's the word you use. So, I haven't seen a storm like that in a while. When have you ever seen a storm like that? If you have freaking people controlling your weather, then I doubt you'd ever have anything like that. Or ponies, I guess. But whatever. 2 mirrors were inside the library, both of them with smiles on their faces. I'll check the library, see if Twilight and Spike were alright, and if there was any damages that she might need help repairing. Huh. The what? The library. Why did I forget that? See, I don't know. Seeing that everything was in tip-top shape, I decided to head out and see if there was anybody else that needed help. Well, glad to see you and Spike are alright. I figured somebody might need help. Wait. Who's Spike? Wait, isn't he in that other story I read? He was at least mentioned. But trying to make sense of this without context is really hard. Like, I'm trying to Here's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to keep track of the story's plot, the story, and I'm also trying to figure out more about the series itself while reading, because, like I said, I don't I literally I knew zero coming into this about anything about this series, and trying to figure it all out by just reading this is harder than it looks. Like, if you don't believe me, try it. It's hard. I figured somebody might need help, seeing as a certain host has decided to disappear on us. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you've seen Rhoda anymore. That's funny, said the lavender unicorn. I've been looking for her myself. Well, I've been looking for her high and low and haven't seen her. Really funny. I've asked everybody in town, and no one has seen her. Come to think of it, you might want to hoof by, said Twilight. She tapped her chin on her with a hoof. Last time I saw her was a few days before the storm. I saw her enter her corner with Pinky, and before she could finish her sentence, the door to the library opened, catching the two ponies' attention. Whoa! When they saw her walk in, they both greeted her with a smile. Why is my house so creaky? Like, nobody else is in the house right now, and I still hear stuff. It's creepy. However, the look on the unicorn's face told them that something was wrong. Twilight, dear, said Rarity, you wouldn't happen to have a book that could teach me how to repair shingles and siding, would you? I'm sure, Rarity. And Twilight, hold on. Twilight called out to her dragon assistant, so he is a dragon. Well, I assume this Spike character and her assistant are the same person, because that would make sense. But help her find a book on home improvement, spells for Rory. I think she needs home repair, not home improvement. But I don't know. I grabbed with the book and finally Rarity, who put it in her saddlebag. She gave him a smile, thanked the book, and left. What's wrong, Rarity? Asked Spike with a worried look on his face. What's wrong with Rarity? Asked Spike with a worried look on his face. I'm not sure, said Twilight. Something bad must happen to make her look like that. It sounds kind of like an insult, but I know what you meant. I had no idea what was wrong with her, but she couldn't say it out loud in front of Twilight. If she had thought about it, if it was what she thought it was about, she had Pinky promise not to say anything to anybody. I'll go talk to her. I'll begin heading for the exit. Okay, just she watched the workhorse leave the library. As she watched her try to the white unicorn from the window, she let a small sigh, hoping that it could help with whatever is bothering her. What is that noise? Like, literally, I know you guys probably can't hear it because I don't know if my mic picks that up, but it's really creepy. Is it my cat? I think it might be my cat, but it's weird. Rarity, called out after that. As she crawled over the unicorn, Rarity had stopped walking to let the unicorn catch up to her. Hey, what's wrong, Sherwood Cube? She asked. It a bit of a worried look on her face. Y'all seem upset about something. Is everything alright? Rarity sighed and said, everything's fine, I guess. Weevil's not doing too well. I'm sure you already knew that. Quahan marks began forming around Object's head as she raised an eyebrow and asked how in tarnation would I already know about something like that. For Apple, of course, she said something again. I'm sure she told us about what happened a few days ago. Before the storm hit, she went with her friends, went to meet Scott. But that's a wild assumption. I mean, I can see it, but it's kind of wild. Apple never met Scott. Come on now, man. Surely you just... Too early. We went to Sweet Apple Acre to school to meet up with Apple. The three went to meet Scott, and Apple did no such thing, argued with her friend. After I dropped you off at the boutique, I went straight home, and Apple was there. She came home right after school. Now Verity's turning to look confused. Wait, you mean she didn't go with Sweetie Home School that day? Go where? What the hell are you talking about? Verity stared at the workboard. The look of confusion greater than that of Applejack's, thinking about it now. What Sweetie said and what Rarity had seen didn't make any sense. Something about the two didn't add up. No. There's got to be some mistake, said Rarity, more like she was talking to herself rather than Applejack. Before you escorted me home, I told we will walk with school towards Sweet Apple Acres. They went to pick up an apple. I'm sure of it. I just told you that Apple didn't go anywhere, interrupted Applejack. You're not making any sense. That's not possible, said the unicorn. Talking in turns, I saw her walking with school and they're heading to the Apple Acres. When she came home, she was all muddy and she told me that she was with Scott. Birdie, shouted Applejack, sounding the unicorn out of her hyper-babbling state. Back it up a few paces. What happened to Sweetville? Birdie, still stunned from Applejack. What? How are you stunned from something like that? You just, rambling. That's like yelling at somebody. That's how you stop people, usually. Birdie, still a little stunned from Applejack, so said she tried telling Scott how she felt about him, and he rejected her. That's tough, is what that is. The unicorn's eyes went wide as a look of sorrow came across her face. Oh no, poor Sweetville, that's just terrible. Tough. Or she went to the schoolhouse and met up with Hulu. They were heading to but that's when you stopped me. Applejack nodded her head, beginning to understand where we were going. After you dropped me off, some time had passed before Hulu came running in from the storm, all wet and dirty. She was upset. I asked her what was wrong. She told me about her and Scott, that she had gone to see. The workhorse raised an eyebrow and asked, hold on a sec, you mean Sweetie won't try to talk about how she felt about him? Was Gulu there? Why doesn't that make any sense? Why do you think it doesn't make sense? It's kind of I don't know if this is, I can't tell if I'm mad or not right now, but it's like, don't ask dumb questions like that. I mean, it would be one thing if they picked up Apple along the way, or if she went by herself, but the two of them, something very fishy about her alibi. I don't understand either, she said the white unicorn. But one thing for sure, I need to talk to Beale about this. Beale. No, she said is making any sense, and if it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't have realized it. Thanks, Outlet. Birdie offered the workhorse a light hug before making her way to the boutique to talk with Sweetie. Not sure if she should be looking into it more. I was still very confused with what had just happened. A few moments later, Birdie walked through the door to her home. Wait, did I skip a chapter? I think I did, but who knows? It feels like I did. I feel like I'm missing something here. I don't know why. No, I didn't. Whatever. A few minutes later, Rudy walked through the doors of her home without even taking off her saddlebag. She immediately began making her way up the stairs to talk with her sister. When she got there, knocked on the door and said, "Phil, I need a word with you right now." Much to her surprise, there wasn't a single answer from the other side of the door. She knocked again, this time a little harder before. "Panic!" began to erupt inside the white unicorn. She could just be sleeping. As she opened the door, she could see why Sweetville wasn't answering. To see why Sweetville wasn't answering. "Sweetville," she said as she opened the door, "I need to know why you and Sulu were." Before she could finish her sentence, she let out a loud gasp. She saw nothing but an empty bedroom. Panicking, she entered the room. What? Panicking, she entered the room and began looking around for the filly. Unsure of why she wasn't there, as she trotted over the bed, a small piece of paper caught her eye. She looked over at it and levitated it in front of her view of magic. It was a note written by Hugo. On it, a small piece of paper. When Rarity read it, her heart sped up. She let out another gasp. "Rarity," it stated. I need to leave. I'm sorry, said Hugo. Not sure what to do, Rarity did the only thing she could do. She left the boutique and galloped inside, hoping she'd find where her sister might have gone. So, did I miss a chapter? Feels like that would have been written in before. No, I didn't. So, alright. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know why I was so confused about that, but whatever. This video's getting kind of long, so just Finway Productions, signing out.